In the grip of the inexplicable, she said, "I am damned forever." This was the chilling cry of Anneliese Michel, a young woman born in the heart of Germany in 1952. Sadly, a true story from which the film The Exorcism of Hannah Grace was inspired. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Creepy Stories channel. Before you continue, remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support our work. And if you want to explore more stories like this one, remember to turn on the little bell for notifications. From the outside, Anneliese was just like any other girl of her age, until the year 1968, when her life took an eerie turn. Diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy, Anneliese began to experience unsettling health issues that would mark the beginning of a terrifying journey. Despite the best medical treatments of the time, her condition only seemed to worsen, as if some unseen force was at play. The once vibrant Anneliese was now a shell of her former self, her health deteriorating rapidly, her laughter replaced with cries of anguish. This was not the Anneliese her family knew and loved. As the medical world failed to provide answers, her parents were compelled to seek help from a source outside the realm of science. Anneliese's reality was slipping away and something far more sinister was creeping in. As the light of sanity dimmed, the shadows began to whisper. Anneliese Michel, a young woman once filled with life and joy, started her descent into a world of darkness. Over the course of 5 long years, her condition took a sinister turn. She was no longer just a girl suffering from an illness, she was a battleground for forces unseen and unheard. Her life became a twisted tapestry of hallucinations, self-harm, and behaviors that defied reason. She saw faces in the shadows, heard voices in the silence, and felt hands that weren't there. Her body, a puppet, danced to the tune of an unseen puppeteer. She inflicted harm upon herself, a once bright-eyed girl now a canvas of self-inflicted wounds. She exhibited behaviors that were strange and unnerving, a macabre ballet of the bizarre. Her parents watched helplessly as their daughter slipped further into this abyss. Their faith, once a beacon of hope, became a last resort. They clung to the belief that Anneliese was not merely ill but possessed, a vessel for malevolent entities. They turned to the one place they believed could help. The church. The church, a symbol of faith and sanctuary, became a court of judgment. The priests, once mere spiritual guides, transformed into investigators of the paranormal. They observed Anneliese, her erratic behavior, her chilling screams, her claims of demonic possession. They listened to the tales of 6 demons, including figures as infamous as Hitler and Lucifer, claiming her soul as their playground. As they delved deeper into the mystery, they navigated a labyrinth of faith, fear, and the unknown. They sought answers in ancient texts and whispered prayers, searching for a sign, a clue, a hint that could validate their fears. In the deafening silence of the church, a chilling verdict was reached. Anneliese was possessed. Her descent into darkness was not a journey into madness but a macabre dance with the devil himself. In the throes of an unseen battle, Anneliese was locked in a dance with the devil. The year was 1975 and Anneliese's condition had spiraled into a maelstrom of chaos and confusion. The church, the spiritual pillar of her life, finally acknowledged what Anneliese and her family had long suspected. She was in the grip of demonic possession. This recognition was not given lightly. The church, a bastion of faith and reason, had to reconcile the inexplicable with the undeniable. Anneliese's plight was not of this world. It was a battle waged in the shadows, a struggle against forces that defied comprehension. The task of exorcising these malignant forces fell to priests Ernst Alt and Arnold Rentz. These 2 men of faith walked into the storm armed with nothing more than their belief and the power of their convictions. The exorcism was a grueling process stretching over several months. It was a marathon of faith against adversity, a contest of wills against an enemy that laughed in the face of reason. Anneliese herself claimed to be possessed by not 1 but 6 demons. These were not just any demons, they were figures of infamy, symbols of evil that had left indelible marks on human history. Hitler, a man whose name is synonymous with hate and genocide, and Lucifer, the fallen angel, the embodiment of rebellion against divine authority. These were the entities that had taken up residence within Anneliese, turning her life into a living nightmare. The exorcism was a struggle, a fight against darkness that sought to consume a young woman's life. It was a battle fought in the twilight between sanity and madness, faith and despair. But even in the face of such overwhelming odds, there was a glimmer of hope. For in the midst of this darkness, the human spirit fought to assert its will, to reclaim what was rightfully its own. The battle was fierce, but the human spirit can only endure so much. The exorcism, while a testament to the power of faith, was also a stark reminder of the fragility of our existence. For Anneliese, the dance with the devil was a dance with death, a dance that would end in tragedy. In the aftermath of the storm, only devastation remained. Anneliese Michel, a young woman of just 23 years, tragically succumbed to death in the summer of 1976. The cause? Severe malnutrition and dehydration. It was not a common illness or an accident that claimed her life, but a grim tale of exorcism and alleged demonic possession that left her frail, emaciated, and ultimately lifeless. The toll of Anneliese's death did not end with her passing. The aftermath was a maelstrom of legal consequences and public debate. Her parents, deeply rooted in their faith, and the priests who carried out the exorcism, Ernst Alt and Arnold Rentz, found themselves in the eye of this storm. They bore the brunt of the law for their actions, or perhaps more accurately, for their lack of action in seeking appropriate medical help for Anneliese. In 1978, they received 6-month sentences for manslaughter, a sentence that was suspended and reduced to 3 years of probation. But the legal consequences were just one facet of the aftermath. The public opinion was fiercely divided. Some saw Anneliese as a young woman tormented by real demons, a victim of a genuine possession. To them, the priests and her parents were not culprits but rather pawns in a battle against malevolent supernatural forces. Others, however, saw a different picture. They saw a young woman suffering not from demonic possession, but from untreated mental health issues. Anneliese had been diagnosed with various conditions, including psychosis and schizophrenia, throughout her struggle. To these people, she was a victim too, but of ignorance, negligence, and fanaticism, rather than the supernatural. As we delve into the depths of this chilling narrative, we find ourselves teetering on the edge of two worlds. One, a realm of faith, where demons and exorcisms are real, and the other, a domain of science, where mental health issues are often misinterpreted and stigmatized. The echoes of Anneliese's story still reverberate, a chilling reminder of the thin line between faith and fanaticism, sanity and madness. It's a tale that compels us to question, to ponder, and perhaps, to fear. But regardless of where you stand, one fact remains indisputable. Anneliese Michel's story is one that will haunt mankind for generations to come.